folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we are going to take a look at a video that first appeared in front of me anyway on setlist.fm as just a little tiny advertisement. And then lo and behold, I found it on YouTube. And I thought it'd be worth taking a look at, even though it's kind of a promotional clip. It looks like they're going to tell us about their phones and about their music habits and things like that. Things that actually we do find very interesting. This is called Unlocked, which I assume refers to when you unlock your phone. It's on the setlist.fm YouTube channel. Adrian, do you know anything about this? Have you ever heard of it?
Not yet.
Okay.
Well, more in a few minutes.
Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and check this out.
I read a lot of comics. This is my webtoon app. Sunday is my favorite day for comics. Comics, yes. Hey, we're the Warning!
And this is Unlocked. My relationship with my phone.
I don't know how to explain this. I mean, I really just take it everywhere I go.
I use my phone for almost everything.
It goes with me everywhere, but I lose it more than I care to admit. I do have a story for my lock screen image. It's a collage. This is everyone who comes on tour with us. My mom did not make this trip. She's the only one missing in my lock screen. That's horrible.
I just chose like a dark lock screen because I hate it when I grab my phone in the morning and it's just like this bright image.
I wish I did have an interesting story about it. It's just a picture I found on Pinterest, which I use a lot. I usually spend a lot of time on Pinterest trying to find cool pictures for like Spotify playlists. I love my Spotify account. Ever since I started using it, I have always like taken good care of it, visually, aesthetically. I make a playlist each month. So I like to go back and remember like, oh, I remember that June was a really cool month for music, and I just go listen to June 2022.
Spotify, yeah, I use this all the time. I love listening to music everywhere I go. I love listening to like French disco pop music. It's basically mostly a band called Imperatrice and Polo en Pan. Listening to this type of music lets me concentrate on other things. My sisters know this playlist at this point.
You want to see what I'm listening to right now? Right now, Coping Mechanism by Willow, like the full album, is on repeat. Silk Sonic. Oh my god, which my sisters hate me for this, but every time I listen to this album, I can't help but move around. Like I'm like dancing and vibing to it. It's not helpful when you're in the middle seat of a flight and my sisters are like trying to sleep and I'm just like vibing.
It's really weird because I'm not what I would call an organized person at all. But when it comes to like the Spotify thing, I'm always very on time with it. Speaking about being organized, reminders are one of the things I use the most. But I forget everything. I have to remind myself like, oh, you know what? You need to take a nap. So I have gift brushes. A friend of mine lent me some paintbrushes and I never returned them. And it's from 2022. That's embarrassing. Buy contact lenses. I did that. Write handwritten lyrics. Leave. I have a reminder to leave. I don't know for what that was. Wow. I'm kind of embarrassed about that.
My phone is a very big part of my career. I have to promote my music on social media. So social media is like one of the biggest tools. Do you want to see my Instagram page? This is me. I'm here all the time.
Instagram, I do use a lot, but like my public account, I should be using it more than what I actually do. Like I'm not as active. I'm usually that friend that takes most of like the pictures. We also have this really interesting folder which we created not that long ago, and we just put like all these pictures we take on our trips. It's called Fotito School. And it just has a bunch of pictures of us having fun, eating out.
I have a lot of pictures of my cats. Hey, let me show you my little babies. Look at this cat. He's just so happy to be napping. What is that napping position? I have tons of pictures from tours. Here are like some of my favorite ones. Most of them are of myself, because that's just who I am.
I have 32,000 pictures. What I really like to do in like the Photos app is go into like the places section. You can see in a map where you've been. We're traveling to Europe on tour. I don't have a lot on that side of the map, so I want to see it like filled up. We're gonna plan out tours like that. Like, where do I need to take pictures now?
Thank you so much everyone for joining us on our phone tour.
This is The Warning signing off and locking up.
Surprise, surprise, they keep their phones with them all the time.
I mean, who doesn't, right?
I'm still trying to get used to doing that. It's pretty difficult for me.
I mean, the part that struck me is how much they use it to keep track of their own musical career. And it was just really interesting to see how they use Spotify, how Pau uses Spotify. I can totally relate to what she's talking about. Not being organized in real life necessarily, or not that well organized, but extremely organized in a particular app or on the phone. Adrian, do you have any real experience with Spotify? Because I use it, but not much.
I have some experience with it. I've used it to listen to songs before. I don't really visit it that often, to tell you the truth.
Well, it does work just like the music app on your Mac, in that you can create playlists and you can make them public if you want, which is fun. As a matter of fact, in our early days on this channel, I used to do that. We had links going to Spotify, and I would set up a playlist at the time for every video. So those playlists are still there. It sounded like she was remembering where music was that she had heard at a particular time, or like a vibe that she had in the month of June, and said, oh, I can just go back to it. Here's the music I was listening to that month. And I thought that was pretty clever, actually. That's because that reminds you of what you were feeling at that time. And that might be useful, especially if you're a creative musician who writes things. It may help you recapture a little bit of a spirit you're trying to finesse and get back.
And I guess they can help you organize too. I remember Pau was saying something about how she can't remember stuff, and I know what that's like.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah, she has reminders. Although it was funny, but she just said leave on one of the on one of the entries, like leave. I left, so okay. And the photos, the functionality there, where if you've been all over the world and taking pictures and everything, and you want to try to figure out how to organize it all later, one way is the location of where the photo was taken, because most photos have that information, stored in them, especially in the photo library. So, so they use it as a tool, essentially, for their career. Very cool. So, Adrian, are you motivated to try to use your phone for anything else now that you've seen all the things you can use your phone for?
Well, I'll try to learn more about what I can do with my phone, all the different things. I've got like 50 apps on my phone. I probably use 5 of them. A
lot of the newer generations, they don't even have a desktop. They do everything computer-based on their phone. And that's just the norm for a large segment. So
you remember those things? You'd pick up something and you'd put it to your ear, and then you'd dial a number by spinning a rotary. Yeah,
and while feeding your pet dinosaur. Yeah. That kind of a thing. Yeah. All right, folks, let us know what you thought of that. If you learned anything new from it, or if you thought it was a complete waste of time, let us know about that too. But I don't think so. I think it was pretty interesting, actually. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you enjoyed our presentation, please subscribe. Leave any suggestions below as well. And we will talk to you in the near future, all right? Take care, folks.
See you all later.